third gear, second gear, foot flat, pretty torquey. This is my 2012 GTI. It's got a couple of mods, and today I want to talk about the intake. Now the other mods, real quick, N-Kyrogen wheels, Borla Type S exhaust, Apple CarPlay head unit, all stuff that's great, and I have videos on this channel. But I want to talk about the NueSpeed Intake. It's actually the first mod that I put on this car myself because the previous owner had to get it smogged here in California, and even with the smog sticker, the place he took it to wouldn't let it pass, so he had to put the stock intake on, and then when I got the car, I had to install NueSpeed myself. The installation process is really simple. Taking out the stock airbox is definitely the longest part of the whole thing, but it'll take you 45 minutes and maybe an hour max if it's your first time doing any mod on a car. You just need to make sure you have the right basic tools. Now, here's the thing with the intake. I had a Mini Cooper S before the GTI, and when I put the CravenSpeed intake on that car, it sounded like this. Pretty awesome, I think. I was so stoked on the sound, and it was one of my favorite things about the car. It literally made the intake induction noise so much better. It was crispy, and when you let off the throttle, the turbo whoosh sounded phenomenal. So I thought I would get the same effect with my Mark 6 GTI, but boy was I wrong. Well, kind of wrong. See, the thing is, if I play you a sound clip with the hood up, this intake system sounds really good. You can hear exactly when I let off the throttle, you hear that turbo whoosh, that blow-off sound, and when I'm on the throttle, you can hear the air just sucking up through the intake, and it sounds very crisp, and you get that nice analog induction noise. Now here's the thing, as soon as you put the hood down, it gets much, much quieter, and when you're driving it, especially with the windows up, you barely realize it. I mean, you really have to try and get that sound. Now if you close the hood, you'll see it gets much, much quieter, like almost too quiet to notice. So to make it easy on you guys, I ran a microphone right next to the intake, and I have it plugged into a recorder here in the car, so then when I downshift, you should be able to hear the air. And the thing is, when I'm on the throttle and then I let off, that's when you'll hear it the most. So here's third gear, on throttle, and you can hear when I let off, it does that whoosh, let off, whoosh. Here's fourth gear, let off, upshift, and you probably heard it a little bit there. Now if I shut that microphone off and we just listen as if we were regularly driving, almost no intake noise. I mean, thankfully I have the Borla exhaust on this car, so it still sounds pretty good. But if you're expecting sound like the induction noise from a cold air intake on the GTI, I'm sorry to tell you it's not the case. This is where I understand companies like BMW piping in noises, whether that be induction noise or exhaust noise, because it definitely is a nice feeling that makes the car feel a little bit faster, right? Everything's about sensations. You can have a hot dog that costs $1 but tastes like $1 million meal because of the sensation in the flavor, or you could have the best Wagyu steak, but if they don't cook it right and season it, it's not going to be any good. So that's the thing with intakes. You're not going to get the greatest sounds, but you will get better performance, and I do recommend it, especially if you're going to tune your car. Now, if you're going to tune your car, also get an intercooler so it doesn't blow up on the track, like Max's Mark 7 GTI. You can watch that video, it's linked below. Anyways, I hope you learned something. If you did, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more GTI content, let me know what mods you have on your car, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.